I think that women understand, the power of speaking into to men. I do think that they do understand that. I think the problem is the toxicity that's in the dating market. I think people are scared to be speaking existence into, I mean, speaking life into a man, and then they get left. People not confident in relationships anymore. People doing bare minimum in relationships right now, and that's the problem. Well, I don't know if it's a problem or yeah, I don't think, I think that that took away the talk. That's the reason why women aren't doing those things. They don't have confidence in the relationship anymore. Everybody in relationships to get what they trying to get the relationship, and there it is.
Agree.
Just my opinion. I could be wrong. If y'all got something to say,
Now,
I mean, I think you're right.
do you think that, be honest, only speak from the men's part, because I really, I'm not a man and I don't know. Do you think that men really want to be in relationship or
marriage.
marriage, in marriage, in relationship? I'm gonna say relationship too, because they're saying they don't even want relationship now, um let alone a marriage. Do they desire, is it a desire of theirs to actually be in a relationship with someone, or is it just their desire to have female companionship around, not necessarily like a commitment?
What age of men are you asking? Are you just saying like because I think it kind of matters. For example, what I'm learning from my son's age group, they want to be in a relationship. He's in his early 20s, but they're not going to just settle for anybody,
But there
and
are.
they're not going to just put in a ton of work to go out and find a chick because they have been conditioned in such a way that women don't want to be bothered. I wish he was here because I'd actually bring him on to speak more in it. But it's yeah, they want a relationship, but yo, if you can't act right, I'm not gonna deal with it, and I'm not gonna go out of my way for a relationship because yeah, like shit, it comes off to us like y'all don't really want one, and if all I want to do is get laid, then I'm gonna go ahead and go get that and keep it moving because that's the way y'all move. So they've kind of adjusted to, when I say y'all, I'm talking about that age group and what he's seen out of the females and what I'm hearing what they see out of the females. Um, for the 30 somethings, it's got to make sense. It's got to make sense for the men. They understand that they grew up in a time to where the wrong move, the slightest move could either end you could either end up in jail or on the wrong side of a custody battle and still end up in jail because you don't have money to pay child support or it's an exorbitant fee and they can't pay. Like it's a whole bunch of things that they think about that our age group didn't really think about at their age. Um, Now my age group, I will say yes, I'd say more companionship. Like we want somebody around to kick it. We'd actually probably prefer somebody our age, but we're not gonna deal with it with the bullshit women our age come with for the most part. Because we know who we were back in the day that made y'all what y'all are now.
So
We actually we're real enough to understand that, and but we're not gonna effing deal with it. Which is what I've noticed is people my age group and maybe even a little older that say I could just go get me a 20 something. If you think back when you hear it, it's typically people in their 40s and older. Go figure.
So again, is that mean you want a relationship or companionship?
Well, I answered that question a little over a year ago. I
Mm.
wanted a relationship. I wanted a marriage. But I
Well,
think,
that's not you necessarily,
but
but what you're
but
seeing.
in general, I'd say it's more of a companionship because I've built so much up. I'm not going to just bring anybody in. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to spend money when I don't need to spend money. I'm not going to spend resources when I don't need to spend resources. So I'll have you around for what I need you for, and you can go do your thing. So I'd say me and my age group more or less look for companionship.
Okay. So my question, the follow-up question to that is, what changes are do you think men are willing to make necessary changes in order to have that companionship or relationship? Or do you think they're looking for women to make to adjust to the changes that they want without conceding to any changes on their end?
That's the problem. Neither side wants to make concessions.
Mhm.
That's the root of the problem. Neither side wants to make a single concession.
So going back to what HG was suggesting, how do we do that if we're not even trying to beat it? You know what I'm saying? Like we don't even have a goal to, there's no future here. Because people invest in things that there's a future, right? Why would you invest in something and there's no future in it? That's a bad investment.
It is, but for me, it was about um, finding someone who was able to fill the gaps that I wanted filled by one person. Looking specifically for those traits, those qualities. Looking for someone who added real value to me. Yes, that is selfish. I get it. It was the motivations were completely selfish. However, if you disqualify everybody that doesn't add the value that you want added, you eventually find the person that does add that value. So how we get there on a mass scale, on a much more broad scale, I don't have the answer to that. I just think people need to not waste time dealing with people that they know that are short term when they want something long term, or people that want something long term dealing with people they know are going to only be short term. Like, don't waste your time. If you want something short term, find somebody else that wants something short term. If you want something long term, make it known, communicate it out. You'd be surprised. The more honest you are, I think the better the results you get. Yeah, you might get instead of batting at 15%, you might be batting at 10%. But when you find that one, that one is the home run. If
Mhm.
that's what you want. If that's not what you want, don't waste the time. Don't
I
waste the
think
time, and don't waste the other person's time. Because what I have found is oftentimes that women want to believe you. As a man, women want to believe you. They want to believe what you say. So if I truly only want something short term, but I'm selling this long term deal, she'll buy in. But I'm bullshitting. I'm the one that's in the wrong. Let her choose.
mm. I also think
That's
too.
just my take.